ARCEE, the ultimate Autobot hunter, is on the prowl for some Predacons to pound.
Hey everybody, as they say down south where I'm at. Hey, welcome back to eBEFOREi Video Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at Transformers Prime Beast Hunters ARCEE. Now we already had an ARCEE in the Transformers Prime line in the deluxe scale. In fact, this is the third Transformers Prime incarnation of ARCEE, the first being first edition, then the regular Prime, and now here we are at Beast Hunters. This is a repaint and also slight remold of the second ARCEE, so let's take a closer look and see if she's worth your time and money. You can see on the box they've got a very airbrushed, photoshopped picture of her in bike mode, but I like the concept, so we'll see if that carries over into the actual toy. On the side of the box you have her technical specs. Her strength is a 4, intelligence a 7, speed an 8, endurance a 5, rank is a 7. Courage is a 9, Fire Blast a 4, and Skill is an 8. She's Deluxe Class Series 2, figure number 12. On the bottom of the box, they really want you to buy Skystalker, Vertebrake, and Knockout. Alligator Knockout. On the back of the box, aside from the bio that we already read, they want us to know that ARCEE comes with the Echo Hawk Bow! Because it's exciting. She also comes with 2 launching missiles. Motorcycle mode, and in fact, as much as I'm kind of making fun of this box, I really think that this looks really nice, so hopefully that carries over into the actual figure and it's not too photoshopped up. And then of course a picture of her in her robot mode. Anyway, that's ARCEE inside of the box. Let's go ahead and open her up and see if she's worth your time and money. Alright, here's ARCEE, and she's out of the package, obviously in a robot mode, and this is a pretty great figure. Let's take a closer look. So the main event here isn't just with the figure itself, but it's actually the figure and this ginormous weapon here. I mean, this is pretty neat. There's a lot of very interesting color to it, at least in this part of the plastic. There's a couple of different joints on this thing. She's got dual handles where she can hold on to it like this just huge heavy weapon, and a lot of neat things here. I guess we'll keep talking about the weapon. I mean, again, it's just interesting. There's a lot of things that you can do to it. You can open those joints up. You've got a swivel here and a swivel here. And so again, there's limitless, kind of poses and looks that you can get this thing in just by moving these joints around. So that in itself is pretty neat. Now, one of the downsides is that these are spring-loaded weapons, but they're not going anywhere, at least on my figure. Maybe it's a defect in mine, but no matter how hard I push these things in, they're not going to launch. Maybe for safety reasons, I'm not sure, but it would have been nice if this thing just, flew and came dangerously close to an eyeball. You can see that the swirled in paint, so there's blue inside of the gray, which give it a very nice tone. Because of the way they drop it into the mold, each one is going to be a little bit different, so that's pretty neat. Now you can also go underneath this thing and push them together, and she can basically hold it like a giant crossbow. Something like that. And it's, it's a little bit silly, but it's neat. So yeah, I like that a lot. Taking a closer look at ARCEE, when I first opened ARCEE up out of the box, I could have sworn that that was paint on her eyes, but it's not. It's just really, really good light piping. The paint application on her face looks pretty good as well. She has a real nice paint inside of the face itself. Nothing on the lips, although you could take care of that with a very, very small utensil if you wanted to. Nice pink on the crest, nice blue plastic here in the face, and then the light blue light piping plastic around the back of the head. Now you've got a real light purple in the arms, which I think might be the same purple in Beast Hunters Starscream. Well, that didn't work in Starscream. It works great here on ARCEE. Now the upper chest area, I swear I'm not trying to be a perv, I don't think it's painted, but it's a real shiny kind of plastic, which is neat. Autobot symbol, which looks fantastic up there. You've got the purple matching theme around the sides, along with the black contrast here. You've got the dropped-in swirl paint on the blue bits here. Some boring old gray here on the leg and on the arm shoulder bits. The purple down here on the legs, a real nice shiny blue right there on the shins. Now, one of the differences on this mold is the back, and you can see when this turns into motorcycle mode, this thing just kind of sits back there. It doesn't move, doesn't shift, doesn't pop up or down. So, you know, it's not too distracting, but it's there. Kind of almost looks like a stinger or a tail. And I guess going along with that theme, she has what almost looks like bat wings. You know, so that's pretty neat, or dragon wings, or whatever you want to call it, but that's kind of a neat look for her as well. Now, the one thing with the original version of this mold is these side bits always just seem too big and in the way, and in this version of the figure, they're a lot smaller, so it's a lot more manageable. It doesn't take up as much space in the back, and overall, it's quite nice. Articulation in robot mode is pretty good. The head's on a ball joint, although you don't get a ton of up and down movement, but you do get some. You got the shoulders in a ball joint, hinge on the elbow, the wrists do move, they're on a ball joint as well. There's no waist articulation at all. Got a ball joint in the leg, hinge on the knee, and no really useful foot articulation. Looking at this figure all the way around, so you kind of know, what the overall profile looks like. Again, pretty nice. Now, to transform ARCEE, it's actually pretty simple. And that's not a bad thing here with this figure. We can start on the legs, and you basically just want to come in here, open these up, lift the foot, and get this part all the way straight. Rinse and repeat on the other side. You want to come around here to the back, you want to lift this all the way up. Alright, and start to cover her head like that. You can bring the wheel down at this point, and then go ahead and rotate it so that the longer part of the wheel cover is facing outward. You can go ahead and peg the feet together at this point. In fact, it'd probably be easier to line up the wheels first. And then squeeze everything together. Now, slightly different, you want to just bring this waist piece up like that. When you do that, the head collapses. So after you have the feet like that, you've got the hip part facing forward. Just bend the knees at that point, and it all kind of comes together. The arms you want to go ahead and rotate so that you've got that peg going into that slot on the arm. You want to go ahead and rotate the hands so, they're going to be exposed the whole time, but just face them so that the thumbs and the fingers are facing that way on both sides. After you've pegged in the arms, you want to take the wheel, just accordion it up like that. Take the wings, the bat wings, and once again, you've got a pegging. That is going to go into this hole right there. Now, after you've gotten everything pegged in, both the arms, the wings, the legs are up high, you've got the wheel tucked in, you can put down the little kickstand right there, and basically, you're done, and you have ARCEE transformed into vehicle mode. Let's take a closer look at that. Alright, so there's a lot of awesome things going on here. This is a smooth-looking bike. It really is. It's got this kind of dragoned-out look to it. Paint applications are fantastic. I mean, if you look at the front, so you've got the translucent plastic here, as well as the black, and then the orange on what would be the maybe the fog lights or the turn signals, which are very neat. Inside here, you've got the gauges, the handlebars and the brakes and so forth, as you would expect on the bike. The seat is beyond awesome. I mean, that's just great. You see the kind of pink lavender look with the dropped in. Again, everyone is unique, so that's very cool. And look at the way the dark blue and the silver pop up against each other. To me, that is just a very cool look. Again, you've got the silver paint right there. Nothing in the wheels themselves. The blue carries over underneath. And you've got miscellaneous gray and the purple and the dark blue and silver all throughout. Again, I can't express how wonderful this thing looks in motorcycle mode. Now, this crossbow. This bike gets even cooler than it is if you take these bits down here and you move them down like that. Now, the directions don't tell you this and it'll drive you crazy, but in order to get the weapon on, you need to take this front wheel and spin it around just like that. Now, when you do that, you're going to get these grooves right there. And so you take this whole section right here, and you've got these little clips, and these clips go inside the grooves on the wheel. So it's best to just kind of take the weapons out, get the grooves lined up with the wheel popped out, and it's real nice and sturdy like that, and then you tuck the wheel back in, and with the wheel tucked in, this thing is so sturdy, then you can go ahead and pop your weapons back in if they've come out on you. And put them in a way where they're symmetrical. Just do it. You'll thank me later. And from this point, you can take these bits right here and you can hug them around her, and I'm telling you, this looks like something out of Aliens. I mean, it's just wicked looking. To me, this is starting to look like third-party territory, just something wicked where the designers had a good time taking a design and making something unique out of it. I mean, this is it. So whether you have these things opened up and causing havoc that way, I mean, there's just so much that you can do with this thing plugged into the front. I forgot to mention earlier that there is some mold degradation with the character. Joints are a little loose. You could try to put some glue in there. That's really up to you. I mean, it's not terrible. She's not going to flop around on you, but just be aware that it's a bit loose compared to the way that it was before. Final thoughts on the figure. If you happen to see ARCEE, this version, Beast Hunters ARCEE, inside your local retail shop, or you find it for a good price online, pick this one up, even if you already own ARCEE. It's just such a neat character, a neat version of the figure. I really do recommend it. If you don't have an ARCEE from this line, no brainer. Pick this one up as soon as you can. That does it for this edition of eBEFOREi Video Reviews. We'll be back again real soon. If you want to watch more of my reviews, and I've got a bunch of them out there, you can check out my YouTube page at youtube.com/eBEFOREiNet. Unless you're already there, then you know exactly where it's at. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm facebook.com/eBEFOREi, and on Twitter, I'm at eBEFOREiNet. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you back here real soon.
ARCEE has been watching the pattern of attacks on her fellow Autobots with great interest. They are savage and devastating, yes, but they are also random. What's more, the Decepticons have been nowhere to be seen. Her tactical processors tell her that the Decepticon forces are in chaos, and just as concerned about the Predacon threat as the Autobots are. That's why, when she finds herself tracking Ripclaw to a hidden cave deep within the Canadian Rockies, she transmits the location directly to the Decepticons. Why would the Autobots risk themselves against the Predacons when the Decepticons are probably more than willing to do it for them? Continued in Chapter 20 with Deluxe Knockout. Go Gators!